Hey guys, hope you're well. In this video today I'm going to teach you how to play Drake Bell's song I Know, but for the acoustic guitar. As far as I know, it doesn't have a recorded version of this, but you can hear him play it in the TRL video on YouTube, which I think was filmed in 2006. Without further ado, let's get into this. These are the intro and verse chords.
All alone, guess again, you've been known. Take the hand of any man who will fill your fantasy there. I beg you stay, you're the pride of every fake that comes around this messed up town.
And that's what the intro and verse sounds like. Now, the intro here is very simple and it only uses one chord, and that is a G. But you don't want to play it necessarily in this way. If you want to really play it the way that Drake does, he holds it like this. Now, what that does is it mutes the high E string. So you don't necessarily want that to ring through, because it can be, it doesn't really fit the sound, I think, that he's going for. So you want this kind of position. And the way of getting that is just going from the standard E-shaped bar chord position. You're going to release the index finger, place it onto the second string of the third fret, and what this will do is it'll mute that high E string. And your thumb is now going to wrap itself onto the sixth string, third fret. So that way it's playing the G. It's still a G, you're just not playing the high E string. So that's how we play a G here. Now that's all the intro is just playing that G, but you're going to relax the left fingers, so you're going to get that distinct pattern, and you're going to do that, I think it's for around 2 bars, and it sounds a little bit like this. Like that. And then at that point it goes into the verses, or rather the first verse. So the chords used here are G, B minor, G7, C major 7, and C minor. And then it'd repeat that set of chords for the rest of the verse. So I'll just go over the fingerings for these chords. So we're going from the same G, then we're going to an altered fingering for B minor, which you might realise doesn't really look like a B minor, but it is technically a B minor because you're only fingering the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings, which if you listen are the same. So the way to go from the G to this is to release all your fingers except for the index finger, and place your middle finger onto the 4th fret 4th string, and the ring finger just below that onto the 4th fret 3rd string. Now your index finger is going to be naturally muting the high E string from the G, and the thumb is going to relax its tension and just mute the 6th string. Okay, that low E string, and your middle finger now is going to mute the string above it, the 5th string, so it's going to lightly touch that. So what you're only playing is just this, the 3 strings, the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings. So that's a B minor. Then it goes into a G7, which is a standard bar fingering for this. I'll just explain that. What you're doing is barring the 3rd fret with the index finger. You're going to place the ring finger onto the 5th fret 5th string, and the index finger is going to go down onto the 4th fret 3rd string. So that is a G7. Then it's going to go to a C major 7, like this. And the best way of switching to this is to leave the middle finger where it is, move the ring finger down 1 string, so it's on the 5th fret 4th string now, and the index finger down 1 set of strings, so it's on the 3rd fret, barring the 5 strings. Okay, and now at that point the pinky is going to go down onto the 5th fret onto the 2nd string, so that is a C major 7. Then it's going to go to the final chord here, which is a C minor. And the best way of getting to that is the pinky from the C major 7 is going to go up 1 string, so it's on the 5th fret 3rd string now, and then the middle finger is going to go down 1 set of strings, so then it'll be on the 4th fret 2nd string, and then that is a C minor. Okay, so just to go over the chords again, they are the G, B minor. Remember, it's important to mute those other notes. Then G7, then C major 7, and then C minor. Okay? So it may take a little while just to get used to the fingerings there, but they are fairly standard fingerings. So I'll just play through that, and then we'll get into the pre-chorus. So this is what it sounds like, the verse chords. And I'll play the intro as well. That. And at that point it goes into the pre-chorus, and this is what that sounds like.
You know, and I know, and I know, it's always better when you know, and I know, and I know, it's always better when you find out we've been lying, cheating.
And that's what the pre-chorus sounds like. Now the chords used here are E minor, E minor major 7th, E minor 7th, A 7th, then again the same set of 4 chords that we just did, then it goes to an A minor, D, and D 7th. So there's a lot of major 7ths and 7th chord here, but it's, other than that, it's relatively easy. So I'll go with the fingerings here. The first chord that we're doing is the E minor, and the best way of getting to this chord is going from the last chord in the verse, which is the C minor, and all you have to do is move up from the 3rd fret here up to the 7th fret, so that is an E minor. Then to get to the E minor major 7, sounds like that. It's going to be at first a little bit of a stretch. You know, it's arguably the hardest chord in this song. But what you're going to do is basically keep the middle finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky where they are. But you're going to move the index finger down 1 fret. So going from the 7th fret to the 6th fret. So at first it may be a bit of a stretch, and the hardest part will be making sure that you don't mute the high E string, which is on now the 6th fret. So that is an E minor major 7. Okay. You then go into an E minor 7th, and basically that is just the same as the E minor, just removing the pinky. So that's an E minor 7th. Then it goes to an A 7th. Now the A 7th is very easy. All you're doing is holding an A and releasing the center note. So in this case, like that. So that's an A 7th. Now you're going to do that set of 4 chords again, so I'll just go over that for clarity. So E minor, E minor major 7, E minor 7, and A 7. Then it goes to an A minor, standard fingering there, then a standard D, and then it goes into a D 7. Now this may not be as familiar, so I'll just go over the fingering here. All you're doing is placing the ring finger onto the first string, which is the high string of the 2nd fret, the index finger then onto the 1st fret, 2nd string, and the middle finger onto the 2nd fret, 3rd string. You're going to play the lowest 4 strings. So that's a D 7th. So all of these chords in the pre-chorus sound like this. This is what they sound like. That, and then it goes into the actual chorus, and this is what that sounds like.